Because apparently, I mean, they get hurricanes all the time, but apparently this is a massive, massive hurricane. Anywhere you live, you got garbage to deal with. You live here in Texas, we got tornadoes. We have hail. If you live in California, you got earthquakes. If you live in Florida, you got hurricanes. Wherever you live, you got something to deal with. You live in Wyoming, you have beautiful summers. 75 degrees highs in the 75 to 80 degree highs. And then you have to deal with January, which is negative 20 and so wherever you live, there's garbage. The U.S. Embassy, what's an embassy? It's your country's headquarters in another country. The U.S. Embassy is saying that Americans should flee Russia immediately. Could be conscripted. What's conscripted?
Forcefully.
Forced to join the military. The Russian military. State Department warns Americans could be forced to fight in Ukraine if they do not immediately leave Russia. And I don't know how available it is to leave Russia right now because all the Russians are trying to leave Russia because they don't want to fight anymore either. U.S. Embassy in Moscow has urged all Americans in Russia to flee the nation following President Vladimir Putin's partial mobilization decree last week. Now, some people are there for work. I personally would not go to Russia. Since Putin's in charge, I would not go to Russia to hang out there. Russia may refuse to acknowledge dual nationals' U.S. citizenship, deny their access to U.S. consular assistance, that means embassy. If you're in trouble in a foreign country, or you need something, you go to the embassy, and they'll help you out. Prevent their departure from Russia and conscript dual nationals for military service. What's a dual national? If you have dual citizenship, Russian and American. So I guess if I'm just there checking things out, they wouldn't grab me to be in the military, but that's kind of, that's a little scary. I haven't seen anything about, I'm gonna look up something here, about the shutdown here. North Korean defectors, what's a defector?
Ran away from the country.
Like you leave, yeah, you get out of the country, you're able to flee. Give rare glimpse into life inside Kim Jong-un's regime. One defector said the regime even sends children to concentration camps. Life inside Kim Jong-un's totalitarian, what do you remember about totalitarian? There's authoritarian and totalitarian. Totalitarian is you got nobody to answer to. Authoritarian is you're a dictator, but you have some group, Congress, something to answer to. Nobody knows that kind of. It's better to die than to live this way, a 25-year-old North Korean defector told Fox News in a cafe in Seoul, Korea. Speaking anonymously, she remarked on her aha moment when her desperation led her to make the leap, have a shot at a new life in the cosmopolitan city miles away. Regardless of the risk, life in North Korea was not worth it. Her mother escaped to China. She became the target for this regime. The government limited her job options and slashed her pay entirely. Her dreams of going to medical school and becoming a doctor were cut short. She was able to work as a nurse with no pay, getting by with money her mother sent from China. Anyway. Struggles that everyday North Koreans face are unrivaled as citizens sent to labor camps. They send the entire family into this concentration camp, and they make sure to put them on different work shifts so the family is never reunited. The whole purpose of this is to prevent people from escaping because they think if one family member is at work, then they won't just leave the family member behind and leave. The main thing they do in these concentration camps is forced labor. They only provide the basic education. So when young kids get sent to these concentration camps, they sort of educate until they're 13. North Koreans who are sent to camps are considered criminals by the government. However, it is crimes against the government that can land North Koreans in camps with the harshest conditions. Often those sent to these camps will serve a life sentence. So, I'm right. That North Korea is just garbage. And it's horrific to be there. Alright. Let me see if I can find something about the shutdown. I was doing stuff yesterday. Anybody hear anything about it or see anything about it?
A shutdown of the country?
No. We talked about government shutdown yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I was just seeing if there's any. Okay. No kidding. Senate advances funding bill to avert shutdown after Manchin measure scrapped. Both parties opposed the measure on energy permits, which critics say would gut environmental protection. So they failed to pass, I guess, that energy bill. So now we will not be getting more of our own. Let me see. Procedural vote on Tuesday to move forward with the funding bill succeeded easily, 72 to 23, after Democrats announced that the West Virginia senator's proposal, which faced opposition from both parties, would be stripped from the final legislation. So it doesn't have that. Without action, let's see. It's not over, but that was the big hurdle. So. Alright. What did I tell you? Why did they do this? Why are they going to go into funding government right now? Because they want to go home and campaign so they can come back and be in office with them. That's the whole purpose. Not to do the country right, but to put themselves in office. Now, speaking of elections, what's the worst part about election day? What can you not get away from?
Going to the place.
We're watching a ball game. We're listening to the radio. Which I know you don't listen to radio. Someday you need to. What's that?
I do.
Okay, what can you not get away from? Political ads.
Yeah.
Is anything gained? Do you ever learn anything from these? No, you learn that it's bright and color and shiny, bless you, and then it all of a sudden it gets dark in the voice. When you talk about me, it's I'm for families. I love Texas, but my opponent hates Texas, and it gets real and it turns black and dark. And I'm going to show you a couple little commercials here. One of them's a good one. One of them is a worthwhile political commercial. I didn't know they existed until a few years ago.
So who's Beto O'Rourke? I'm trying to figure that out.
All right.
That's the one I said. Beto O'Rourke. Yes.
I'm biased. Okay. I don't know much about Beto O'Rourke other than, and this might be halfway true, I think he grew up in El Paso, and his dad was like either a judge or a politician of some type. Okay, was he a judge or a politician?
I don't know.
Something like that. Okay. Okay, now here's where the bias part is going to come through. Okay, a little asterisk by this. I don't know if he's ever had a job. I know he's run for president. Let's stop there for a second. He's run for president. I don't know that he's ever done anything other than run for Senate and run for president. I don't know which one was in what order. I think he ran for Senate first and lost. Then he ran for president. I don't know what he's accomplished. I do know he said, I know he has said, blank, yes, we're going to take your AR-15. I know he said that. Now, Texas is changing. This is not the Texas I grew up in. But I still don't know if you say that in Texas today. Maybe 20 years from now you can say that. But I don't know if you say that right now and get elected.
Yeah.
He is, now, we haven't talked about conservative and liberal in here very much. There is, and I didn't make this up. If you are, okay, the left, okay, the left is liberal. So if you hear them talking about the political left, they're talking about liberal. Liberal means you want the government to answer the problems. Government is the solution. And because of that, taxes have to be very high, especially on rich people. Bless you. Now, when I say rich, I'm talking about $100,000 a year and more. That's what they're talking about is rich. I think we make about $130,000 a year, and we don't go on vacation because we have rent and food and gas to pay for. So we don't go on vacations. I have to watch my weight. We got stuff. So we're rich, but we don't have a savings account and we don't go on vacation. But that's who they're talking about, the rich. $100,000 or more needs to pay for more taxes. Conservative. So this is where I didn't make it up. Is right. That's considered the right. So having not made this up, I can say if you're conservative, you're right. I'm conservative. Okay? You don't have to be conservative to get along in this class. We're Americans, so we can be both. This is not always 100% all the way correct and right. This is not all the way ever 100% correct and right. A moderate is in the middle. Now, conservative is government, not the answer. Government is more of the problem. Individual responsibility. So if you have a problem, you get to deal with it. And taxes are lower because government's not the problem. Now, also along with that, there is right and wrong. A lot of times it's biblical values. Over here, whatever you feel like doing is right. Now, there are people who are fiscally conservative, which means money-wise, tax-wise. But they might be socially liberal, where, gay marriage, and they might be socially liberal, but fiscally conservative. They might be fiscally liberal, but socially conservative. There's all kinds of mixes out there. Most people are the whole thing, but there are mixes. And then there's people in the middle. That Joe Manchin, the one we talked about yesterday, from West Virginia, he's considered a moderate Democrat because he doesn't always go with all this. But Democrats tend to be liberal. Republicans tend to be conservative. So you're conservative, liberal. I like that better than Republican and Democrat. I like conservative and liberal because that's more. 20 years ago, a Texas Democrat was more like a New York Republican. Because New York Republicans are more liberal. Texas Republicans were more conservative. And Texas Democrats used to be more conservative. They're starting to trend more liberal now. But Beto O'Rourke is as liberal a politician as we have today. The difference between him and President Obama is Beto has never won anything. So I don't know much about him. He is on TV a lot. I guess he gets a lot of funding.
Yes, because it's all over.
Yes. He's running against Governor Abbott. Biased. Yes. Go right ahead. So biased, right? I am biased. I'm not voting for Beto because I'm not liberal. I'm conservative. I'm voting for Governor Abbott. But he's run for Senate and lost. He's run for president and lost. Usually you don't go up. When you lose, you don't try the next biggest thing. You usually go, but now he's trying governor and losing. I don't know if he loses this, what you do. Maybe he has to get a job. Maybe he doesn't have to get a job. I don't know. I don't know much about him other than he is very liberal. And I'm not voting for him, but that's, feel free. Is Beto, is that like a nickname? Isn't that like a, I think it's like a,
Pretty sure he has his name changed.
but is that like a Hispanic nickname, Beto?
I just thought he gave it to himself.
I think so. Does anybody know if that's?
I don't know.
I just thought it was funny. His last name's O'Rourke.
I thought
And-
he changed his name.
I'm sure he did.
To Beto.
B-E-T-O. B-E-T-O. Oh, by the way, let me get you a quote. I forgot yesterday. And I'm going to show you, I want to get to the political commercials here.
That's how you spell O'Rourke.
O''R-O''A-K-E. Close, something like that. I bet if you put Beto, there's only one Beta, it'll pop up.
Oh, found it. Robert Francis Beto Award.
Maybe Robert, Beto, that kind of goes together.
Yeah. Well, it says Robert Francis and then in parentheses
Beto. Yeah.
ETO.
Yeah.
And then O'Rourke.
Okay. Today's quote is anonymous, not unanimous, anonymous. Space 22, 23. And Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous said, anytime the going seems easier, anytime the going seems easier, check and see if you're not going downhill. Anytime the going seems easier, check and see if you're not going downhill. Anytime the going seems easier, better check and see if you're not going downhill. All your life, you need to challenge yourself. That's kind of what keeps human beings going, is having little obstacles and little things to do and overcome. Do good for you. All right, let me find this first. Look at that, Ted. All right, this first one is a guy who was running several years ago for Austin County Commissioner. This is the funny one. Well, semi-funny. Okay. Y'all all seen a political commercial
We have room to put 2,700 people in our jail. It costs us about $103 a day.
Gerald really doesn't have any hobbies.
Last year's tax rate was 0.4169. This year, we can take that down to 3,838.
So is he always like that?
Yeah, all the time.
Which means that the 3,838 is probably gonna go somewhere between 3,838 and 41.69.
Most people, if they work at the office.
We got 3 light rail cars. You can put 60 people on each car. So even if you add 2 cars, you're talking about maybe 300 people that are affected. There are 1 million people in this community. I mean, that is 0.01 to the 8th power. If you round it off, it's 0.
All he wants to do is fix things.
So we got this 18-wheeler that's parked in this neighborhood, fumes all over the place, but quite frankly, it's not a code violation. You know, I think I like helping around the house here.
Please reelect Gerald. Please.
So that's better than most.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah. Now, let me see if I can find, this one is, what is it?
Well, he needs a job.
Yes, okay. This is every political ad you've ever seen put into one thing.
Hello, it's me, candidate for president. A person with a face. A person whose hand gestures are definitely not weird. My advisors say that these sepia-tone photos of my parents are proof of my human origins. Wherever I go, so do lens flares. And fields in sunlight. Machines spark in the foreground when I tour the few remaining places where they manufacture things. Here are a bunch of different people, matched with career signifiers, like a helmet. A few remaining places where they manufacture things. Here are a bunch of different people, matched with career signifiers, like a helmet, a uniform, or a stethoscope. The off chance that you identify with one of them. And here's a guy with a belly, beard, and a hard hat. I talked to this guy. I think. My favorite place is a local diner because it makes me seem like a regular Joe and makes white people feel safe and full. But I'm not racist. Here's a Hispanic family who doesn't mind being associated with me. And if you're thinking about retirement, here are some old people smiling.
Godzilla. Okay.
Is this actually an ad?
Thank
No,
God.
it's a fake ad.
Okay.
Couldn't tell, that's how good it was.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
it's
so
so generic.
I like the, where did I go? I'm associated with camera flares and fields.
Sunlight.
Yeah, sunlight.
Yes, fun.
Here I am touring one of the last few places in manufacturing.
Here's a Hispanic family that doesn't mind.
Hello. It's me, candidate for president.
It's Mr. Harden.
A person with a face. A person whose hand gestures are definitely not weird. But my advisors say that these sepia tone photos of my parents are proof of my human origins. Wherever I go, so do lens flares. And fields in sunlight. Machines spark in the foreground when I tour the few remaining places where they manufacture things. Here are a bunch of different people, matched with career signifiers, like a helmet, a uniform, or a stethoscope. The off chance that you identify with one of them. And here's a guy with a belly, beard, and a hard hat. I talked to this guy. I think. My favorite place is a local diner because it makes me seem like a regular Joe and makes white people feel safe and full. But I'm not racist. Here's a Hispanic family who doesn't mind being associated with me. If you're thinking about retirement, here are some old people smiling. Thank God they're still alive and well. I love the sunrise, and I hate thunderstorms. But my opponent disagrees with me. My opponent thinks thunderstorms are good. These people, why are they in your backyard? What do they want? Are they there to take all of your money? Are they there to kill you? Probably. Because I'm not president. Yet. I understand there's a lot to worry about right now. On healthcare, and taxes, and foreign policy, and thunderstorms. My record shows that I can construct a narrative by keeping the details pretty vague. Families, the economy, faith, and education are all things I've addressed in non-specific ways. Don't put these particular words right on the screen because they always get applause. Great, nation, troops, more, less, budget, security, veterans, children, jobs, future, strong. See, you can't deny that these people are a clown. Did I mention I'm super capable? I can stand behind a podium. I can look out a window. I can shake hands. I can make the skin around my eyes crinkle when I smile. I can make my family hug me. I can even pose for selfies. Right now is a critical time because of the past and the future and this American flag. I'm a candidate for president, and I endorse this message. Unless you disagree, in which case I have nothing to do with it.
That's
I think that's honestly the best.
every political ad. You get nothing out of it.
I think that wins.
I am going to show you the worst candidate in the history of America. This guy was running for county treasurer in Ohio. His name's Phil Davison. All right?
Oh, I heard of it.
Yes, this is the worst candidate.
For just running for anything or what?
Anything.
You just ran for county governor?
County treasurer in Ohio, Stark County, Ohio. Nope, that's not it.
I'm a teacher.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Stark County Republican Party Executive Committee, good evening. And thank you, not only for your attendance, but for allowing me the opportunity to speak. My name is Phil Davison, and I am seeking our party's nomination for the position of Stark County Treasurer on November 10th. November of 2010, excuse me. In terms of my background, I am from the village of Minerva, where I'm serving my 13th year of elected service as a Minerva Council member. In terms of education, I have a bachelor's degree in sociology, a bachelor's degree in history, a master's degree in public administration, and a master's degree in communication.
Why is he screaming?
Why did you say that?
Okay. Did you catch the last thing? Master's degree in communication. I think we need to check the school he got that from, and let's see what's happening there, because he didn't learn much. I don't know what he's angry at. I don't know why he's yelling. It gets better. This is just getting started. But he has a master's degree in communication. That comes into play later. He's going to use some of the tools he learned. Tools that he learned as a communications major.
In terms of elections across Stark County, I have represented our party twice on the county ballot in both the primary and the general elections. When I ran for Stark County Clerk of Courts in 1996 and Stark County Commissioner in 2000, and I will not apologize for my tone tonight. I have been a Republican in times good, and I have been a Republican in times bad.
We might be in the spit zone here, be careful.
Albert Einstein issued one of my most favorite quotes in the history of the spoken word, and it is as follows. In the middle of opportunity, excuse me, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. I'm going to repeat that so I have clarity tonight. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity.
Master's degree in communication. That is his most favorite quote in the history of the spoken word. Quote.
I didn't even realize what he said.
He said, in the middle of an opportunity.
Said it wrong.
In the middle of.
Well, but he said it wrong.
They messed with it.
This is the opportunity we've been waiting for. The Stark County Treasurer's Office is a mess. It is in dire need of structure and guidance. And now is the time to seize this opportunity with an aggressive campaign and an even more aggressive campaigner. If nominated tonight, I promise each and every person in this room, I will hit the ground running, come out swinging, and end up winning.
I can shake his pulse.
He's going.
Let's send a message tonight to the people of Stark County and to the people of the Stark County Democratic Party. We're tired of business as usual. Drastic times require what? Drastic measures, yes! Who said that? Thank you! Drastic times require drastic measures. We will not tolerate incompetence and irresponsibility any longer. Now is the time to snap the Democratic stranglehold on the Treasurer's Office in two. And I heard back to what my friend Alex just said. He ran against the treasurer in 1996. It was a problem then, it's a problem now. Infestation. Politics does not touch football. Politics is winner take all. It always has been, and it always will be. If nominated tonight, I want to develop and expand my campaign for what I believe is the greatest strength of the Stark County Republican Party, and that is its people. I believe in the axiom that all politics is local. And because of this belief, I want to harness the thoughts and ideas that individuals in our party have concerning Stark County and its political subdivisions. And use that to its fullest extent. Knowledge is power. Let's tap into this knowledge and use it as a tool to win the treasurer's office. Let's use this knowledge not only as a tool, but as a weapon.
Communication.
We must win this election. If nominated tonight, I will win this election. And I'm going to say that again so there's no miscommunication tonight. If nominated tonight, I win. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell Randy Gonzalez.
I've been showing this since 2010. Yes, sir. No. He didn't get nominated. Now, I did tell my friends, I told my family, and I was searching for Randy Gonzalez to tell him. Well, I looked up Randy Gonzalez. Randy Gonzalez was in charge of the Democratic Party in Stark County. I did send him an email to tell him that if nominated, that Phil Davidson would come out swinging and end up winning, and he laughed and said he went back. So I've told Randy Gonzalez. Randy Gonzalez knows Phil Davidson is coming.
I'm coming. Both barrels, guns loaded. I believe in the entities and the principles of the National Republican Party, the State of Ohio Republican Party, and the Stark County Republican Party. And if nominated, I will not hide those beliefs on my march to victory on election day. If nominated tonight, I can guarantee with 100% certainty that what you are seeing from me tonight is what everyone outside those doors is going to get over the next 8 weeks. I used to be an idealistic thinker. I am now a pragmatic thinker. Government may be about service, politics is about winning. Tonight, as a candidate seeking the Republican nomination for the position of Stark County Treasurer, I humbly ask for your vote as members of the Stark County Republican Party Executive Committee. Thank you.
He didn't win. But just,
Why are people clapping?
I get, that wasn't excellent before. I'm glad he did it. It's giving me a lot of material for the last.
You just say something about a whole, like 8 weeks and then hold up 6 fingers.
I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. But
He was really
he's got passion. He does have passion, so I'll give him that. What's that? I think the people in the front didn't appreciate just the spray, the constant spray. That's pre-COVID, so everything was fine. Everything was good. All right, let's do those little questions we started this. We'll do a few of them. We'll do, let's say, I don't have a copy of it. I can run a copy. Let's see what we got. Let's try the 3 before, let's do 14, 15, 16. Try that. What was number 14 say? All right, the Federalist Papers. What were they? How do you describe it? What were they trying? What was trying to be done? Trying to get the Constitution ratified. It was just like common sense was explaining why we needed to go to war. The Federalist Papers were explaining why we need the Constitution. Why we need to ratify. I'm lying earlier. Alexander and Hamilton are the ones who wrote the Federalist Papers. Bless you. Madison and Hamilton. What do you know about Madison? Bless you. Follow the Constitution. What do you know about Hamilton? He led the Federalists. He was the leader of the Federalists. He's on the $10 bill. And I've heard he has like a show named after him. Never saw it. I'm not a show guy. I'm not against Broadway shows. I think I'd kind of like to go see one. It'd have to be the right one. I know I don't want to go see Cats. I don't like Cats, and I don't think I'd enjoy that one. I did tell my boys, Titan, I think I've told him, but Little Christy likes shows. So we were at Six Flags and we went to see a little show. They do little shows at Six Flags, song and dance stuff. And it was a Christmas show or a winter show. And at the end, the guy went, "Love!" And I just laid down in my voice and boys, there's never a need for a boy to do that ever. You never need to do that. Never. So, we have no musical talent in my family, none whatsoever. I'd like to be able to play the banjo or the fiddle, but I don't want to learn how to play the banjo or the fiddle. I just want to be able to play it. I don't want to take the years it takes to learn how to play it. I just want to be able to play it. But yeah. What else we got? What's next? What they become? The Bill of Rights. Only 10 of them. So those 12 became the 10 Bill of Rights. First 10 amendments. The 27th Amendment was one of these two extras. And then the one about the House of Representatives representing 5,000 people each. That didn't pass. I'm glad. That'd be ridiculous. We're going to keep going because we had time. We haven't done anything today. We had fun. Yeah, what they not trust? Government. Strong government. They were afraid. We got a little toaster oven thing at lunch. I'll make this little sandwich sometimes at lunch. And there's been times where I've reached in to put the foil on top of the pan because I don't want to wash the pan. You know? So I go in there and I try to grab the foil without grabbing the pan out so I don't get anything. And once in a while I'll hit the side of the oven and it kind of burns my. So the days after I do that, I'm a little more careful. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to burn my hand again. They were really leery of a strong, powerful government because of what they've been through. So they were really scared of that. They didn't want to have their government too strong and too powerful. We did 17 already, right? What they agree to? The Anti-Federalists, the Federalists agreed to put the Bill of Rights in to ensure protection from burning your hand. What they agree to? What they agree to? For what? Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights in the Constitution. Skipped 18 because the dumb guy that wrote it did it once, did it twice. Now this one. This will be the last one. Civil liberties and civil rights. Every year I struggle with this because they're the same thing, but they're not the same thing. And I'm never happy with what I get from them. I don't like using book definitions. But for some things, I have to go to that. Let me find civil liberties. All right, civil liberties. Basically, the civil liberties are the freedoms guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. The natural rights. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. That's your civil liberties. And they are, well, I'll read this sentence here. They actually operate as restraints on how the government can treat its citizens. Our civil liberties are protected by restraining the power of government. Now, civil rights. Okay, civil liberties. Everyone's civil liberties are protected by the Constitution. Okay? Your civil rights protect. All right. I was born. I wasn't born an old white guy, but I was born a white guy. I had no choice in the matter. Just, I wanted to be a Jackson 5 and a basketball player. I was born just no talent white guy. If you're born a Asian female, did you pick that? And there's probably things you have to face in life because of that. Your civil rights guarantee equal social opportunities and equal protection under the law, regardless of race, religion, and other personal characteristics. So your civil rights protect in life I hadn't needed as much civil rights protection as other people. So I grew up a white guy in Texas. Is that fair? No, that's not fair at all. That's just the way it is. But your civil rights, that's what I had. If I say civil rights, y'all go, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But the civil rights are the guaranteed protection you have regardless of race, religion, appearance, beliefs, all that kind of stuff. Civil liberties are the First Amendment protections. Civil rights are your rights protected by who you are. So, I want to find a good definition of that. Yeah, thanks a lot. See you later. Oh, yeah. Sure.